Learning kanji is both easy and fun. I'd like to show you how you can easily read and write these characters in this new video series. And without wasting any time, we're going to get started right away. Today, we'll be looking at the kanji for all, or respect. It's a very important kanji used in words like Kegel and sonke. It looks a bit complicated, but let's break it down into its pieces and see what we can do. This first radical here is a very common piece to many kanji out there, so let's give it a name. Let's call it flower. With some imagination, maybe you can see a flower stem coming out of the ground here. Here we have the actual kanji for ku, meaning phrase. It can be found in words like haiku and monku. To remember this kanji, let this piece here stand for bound up. And this square here is a very basic kanji for kuchi, or mouth. To remember the meaning, just remember that a phrase is a bunch of words bound up carefully so that they can go in and out of your mouth easily. The last piece here is another very common radical, so let's give it the name taskmaster. Think about the most strict boss or teacher you ever had, and imagine someone even worse. Here's the iron rod he carries around to persuade others, and here's the stool he sits on while he watches you work with the utmost discontent. Now to put the pieces all together. When you can't remember how to write this kanji, try to remember this story. In honorific language, or Kegel, you must use flowery phrases to address your taskmaster with awe and deep respect. And now you can read and even write this kanji from memory. But what about that other kanji in Kegel? It means word, and it's a very common kanji found in Japanese, so let's knock it out real quick. This first piece here is the kanji for say, like in the word iu. Do you see the pictogram of a mouth saying something? These 4 lines are the sound waves coming out of the mouth. Simple enough. The next piece is the kanji for 5. Do you see the 5 lines that make up this kanji? But be careful, as this kanji is actually written with 4 strokes, or even 3 when Japanese people want to write fast. And at the bottom here we have mouth yet again. So what story can we use to remember how to read and write this character? How about this? A word is not considered a word until at least 5 mouths have said it. With both kanji learned in this vocabulary word, let's look at an example sentence to practice with, and maybe even do a little bit of grammar as well. Can you figure out the meaning to this basic sentence?
日本語には敬語があります。
And the answer is, the Japanese language has honorific expressions. For those who may need it, here's a quick breakdown of that last sentence. Nihongo is the Japanese language, ni is in, wa is a topic marker telling us what the sentence is about, and in this case it's the Japanese language. And ga arimasu comes from ga plus aru, which can either mean has or have, or even there is or there are. Most Japanese learners are already familiar with the word Nihongo, but it's worth noting that the kanji for word is also found here. Let's move on to a more complicated sentence. Take a guess at what this one means.
最近、目上の人に敬語を使わない若者が多い。
And the answer is, recently there are a lot of young people who don't use respectful language to their superiors. Now to break it all down, saikin is recently. Meue no hito are superiors like at your job or at school. Ni is to. O comes after keigo, since it's the thing that is tsukawanai or not being used. Wakamono is young people, and ga marks it as the subject of the sentence. And finally, oi is there is a lot of. That's all for this lesson. If you would like to learn more about kanji mnemonics, why not pick up Remembering the Kanji by James Heisig and knocking out a few chapters while waiting for the next video. And until then, thanks for watching.